Ryan doesn't know what to do.
What's going on, guys? Sorry about the technical difficulties. Anyways, we're here at the Top Cut with our very special guests, Ryan Virgil, Chris Bianchi, and Chris Fula. Anyways, today's going to be a very special episode because we're going to be dedicating it to you guys, the viewers. If you guys have any questions, any type of viewer question, please let us know on either Facebook or Twitter, and we'll do our best to answer it for you. It's just to kind of prepare you guys for nationals. Anyways, I'd like to see if Ryan can introduce himself. Let's see if I can get Ryan. I can't see him on video, but I'm just going to hope he's on.
Well, on the video.
Yeah, it's like constantly trying to load, but...
Why?
Just go for it, Ryan.
That's still not up.
Introduce yourself. Don't worry about it.
Alright, well, I'm Ryan from Florida. Roommate. We're representing Team R in Tallahassee, Florida. Looking forward to good nationals this year. Haven't had too many good ones in the past, but it's always next year.
They still can't see us, dude. I don't know what's going on.
Fine, just move on.
Keep the show going.
Alright, Bianchi, why don't you introduce yourself?
Chris Bianchi from Florida. And that's about it.
Chris Bianchi had a Top Cut from Florida.
Yeah, you got second at a regionals once.
No, he won a regionals once, I think, right?
He did both.
Yeah, I've won regional states and got second to Tremolot.
Woo!
It's alright.
And Omar?
I don't play Pokemon.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Let's see Omar, but I'm just going to see if he's still there. Anyways, Chris, how would you like to introduce yourself for us real quick, please?
From Cleveland, Ohio. I've been playing the game since it came up. Ended up, unlike Bianchi, I won that 7 and took 8th in 08. I haven't played the past couple of years at Nationals. I've been sitting on my rating to get into Worlds, and I figure you guys can all make fun of me for that real quick if you'd like.
We'll do it throughout the show, don't worry.
Okay. As long as you don't let me off hook for that. But I'm probably not going to be playing again this year. We'll see how the ratings come out after Canada and Mexico have their nats. I might try to play a round or two and secure my rating just to be safe. But currently looking like I'm probably not going to be playing. I'll be showing up, so I'll be cheering everybody on. But yeah.
What is your rating, by the way?
Sitting at 1861. I think I'm like 21st, 22nd in America.
Yeah. People are saying that's pretty safe, right? That looks to be like around the safe zone.
Last
the very bottom end of it, but
last year's cutoff was 1850 with Truck. Chris Silver ended up getting 40th spot there. We've got a lot more. We've got a lot more tournaments, a lot of higher attendance. Like, it's really hard to guess if it's going to go up or down. That's why I really want to see how the other two countries' nats play out before I make really any decision. I've been playtesting a lot, so if I do have to go in, like, I feel pretty comfortable. But I've heard it end up either staffing or doing coverage or just hanging out with everybody there.
We can put you to work.
Does it pay?
No.
I didn't think so.
We'll buy you dinner.
That works out a lot.
A very good dinner.
Let's not go that far. Probably like
no
middle of the
menu.
road.
Are we talking
maybe like Steak and Shake, something like that.
They do have the one that's 24/7 one, the half price shakes from like 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. I think.
We'll take you to a 2 a.m. snack.
There we go.
Yeah.
I think last year I ate 5 times. It was pretty disgusting.
Wow, that's a lot.
Alright.
It's cheap though.
Alright. Anyways, today's we got a couple announcements before we start the show. And actually, let's start off with Drew's announcement.
Alright, I've been working the past couple of weeks to try to condense our social presence down for you guys. Right now we're pretty divided up. We got Facebook, Twitter, Flip. So I've been working to condense it into a website, and the website is ready tonight for you guys. Go to it now. I'm going to type, it's the top on that. I'm going to type it into the chat right now. You guys can see it.
Can you repeat what it said? You kind of broke up when you said it. Just the website.
The topcut.net. So you guys can see all our episodes there. You can read more about us. We have a mission statement up. You can see the staff pages, and we think it's going to be a good thing for you guys. You don't have to go searching all over the place for everything anymore.
Yeah. Actually, we would like to extend a very, very good thank you to Drew, because that's a lot of work that he put into it, and he worked on it a lot. And it's nice to see it come up, and it looks really nice. Hopefully you guys like it. Anyways, Kyle's got a second announcement for you guys.
Yeah, before I give my announcement, just want to say thanks a lot again to Drew. I mean, he put everything together. Also, for our Nationals coverage, we're going to have everything up on that site. We're going to upload all our videos, interviews, stuff like that. So definitely check it out, thetopcut.net. And stay tuned and let us know what you want to see differently. Because, I mean, we're just starting out. But yeah, my announcement is, we said this show is going to be interactive, and we really want to mean it. So, you guys should be asking us questions throughout the night, and at the end of the night, we'll decide who has the best question, and whoever that is, I will personally play against, on the site playtcg.me. I'll play against it, and we'll stream it live. So you'll also get to pick the matchup, so you can pick what deck I'm playing, what deck you're playing, and we just want to thank you guys and just kind of show that we do listen to you, we do value you, and yeah, we'll get that going at the end of the show.
Yeah, so try to embarrass them with a really bad matchup. I can't figure one out yet, but it's pretty cool.
I'm thinking like Donphan versus Zekrom, maybe.
You can make me play anything.
Make him play Venomoth. Make him play Venomoth.
Yeah, I think Venomoth is
anything except Venomoth.
Torkoal?
Ban list. Okay. Let's see if we have anything else that we want to talk about before we start the show.
I have something.
Oh, yeah, actually,
Grim, can you move a little bit to your left?
Yeah, I'm trying.
To your left.
Things zooming in on me real bad.
There we go.
This should be good.
I've got a question, actually. Can you guys see my picture yet? Or is it still down?
It's still frozen.
It's still frozen. And Ryan's is still frozen.
Well, that's what happens with Skype when you have more than 5 people in the call. It starts screwing up.
I can see Pram, and that's it.
Yeah, nobody's moving on mine.
Well, it's because my Skype's probably the host.
Yeah, whatever. Let's keep going.
Okay. Okay, so please ask us any questions you guys might have on Twitter and Facebook. I can't stress that enough, because that's what this show's going to be about. Just if you guys have any questions about nationals, not nationals, whatever, go ahead and ask it. We'll do our best.
First question better be from Kevin Kobayashi.
Ask in the chat too. We'll take it from there.
Yeah, we'll have some people reading them. Anyways, before we start getting into your questions, obviously, because you guys have to ask them still, we're going to ask ourselves a question, and we're going to start this with Kyle. How do you feel about the tournament structure that U.S. Nationals has used recently? And first of all, are they going to use this structure again for this year? Is it confirmed?
What, the 3-day format?
Not only the 3-day format, but the 2 different pods that they're doing?
It's not confirmed, but I assume that's what they'll do again.
I assume.
Okay, so let's operate under that assumption, and let's just go with that. So if they do this again, how do you feel about it?
Okay, yeah, here we moved to a 3-day Nationals because the event got so large, and I don't know. I mean, at first I thought it would be a good thing just to have it more spread out, maybe get a little more rest, but I don't know. I mean, when I played out the whole tournament, I wanted to spend those nights with my friends. I didn't want to, sleep more. So as the tournament went on more and more, I progressively got more and more tired, and by the 3rd day I was just completely worn out, and I couldn't focus at all. So I think it actually hurts the players to have a 3-day Nationals, but I mean, it's kind of become a necessary evil just with how many players there are and how big the tournament's gotten. And same thing with the pods. I mean, you just don't have the time to run that many rounds, and without the pods, it would just take way too long. I don't think that's a bad idea at all. So yeah.
Okay.
I had a few things I wanted to add to that.
Sure.
That as someone who judging regionals this year, this is my first major event that I got a chance to actually staff at, instead of cities and stuff which don't go that long. And from a staff's perspective, I really think that splitting up into 3 days is really important. Certain players, I know for me, I can go a 12 to 15 hour day of playing cards, and it won't affect my gameplay too much. I know a lot of the casual players or the new to the competitive scene players are going to be a little more stressed out, and
the older players.
It's up. But I think that generally it's good to give more opportunities for rest. Like with Kyle's situation, he didn't take the rest, but if he had chosen to, he could have been better rested for the events. Like, I would be doing the same thing. I'd be hanging out with my friends and everything, and I'd be having a fun time. But it gives you the opportunity where if you really feel like you're starting to get tired by the end of day 2, you can, instead of being forced to keep going into more rounds, you can rest. But it's not only good for the players, it's good for the staff in particular, and like those events get huge. The pods are probably necessary. I mean, with the large Magic tournaments, they've gotten like 2,000 players in the same pool. Like, we have it divided amongst 3 different age groups. They've had some of their Grand Prix, they have huge attendances, and they divide them into, I think I've seen as high as 3 different pods. And there's obviously going to be the variance of certain pods getting much tougher players, and I've seen that at a couple of the nationals where we've had like really lopsided pods, but there's not a ton you can do about that. It's a flaw of the system, but it's really hard to running what would normally require like 15, 16 rounds of Swiss based on the attendance we're getting. So I guess it's okay. Like, it's better than just running one giant pool, I guess.
Okay. Now, actually, you also play Magic semi-competitively, and you understand how the Magic Pro Tours work. They use a 15-round format. Do you think that might work for us instead?
I would
be a better option.
Like, the one thing that I really like, and this is going off on a bit of a tangent, but we are seeing where I've heard of certain tournaments where they're doing Swiss being 2 out of 3, and right now what we've got is, if we're doing it, the bigger tournaments in the multi-day formats, you can have it where, let's say, you do hour-long rounds like Top Cut for Swiss, and you could theoretically get away with that, which is good for reducing variance in the long run. When you had to do 8-9 rounds in a single day, it became a bit of a challenge. But if we do keep it at a smaller number of rounds per day, like for 3-day nationals, for example, then that opportunity is presented as an option. But the other thing is, with Magic, regardless of how many people they get there, they break to a top 8 cut. So they require themselves to have a much longer number of rounds. With Pokemon, you have significantly less rounds, but a much deeper cut, like a top 132. So we're playing the same effective amount of rounds almost, based on attendance. It's just most of the players don't have to sit there when they don't really have a chance to end up making cut. They just cut to a single elimination sooner. So it's a slightly different approach than the same concept, but I personally would prefer to have more rounds. Maybe get them to be 2 out of 3, but that's a bit of a pipe dream, I think.
Yeah. Ryan?
Well, I kind of like the idea of having 3 days for nationals, because the simple fact is the majority of people will not be playing into the day 3, even day 2. So for the vast majority of the players, including people who are bystanders, the parents, grandparents, little kids, juniors and stuff, it's a great benefit to them. It helps the staff, it helps the majority of the players. And I mean, like Wolof said, you can take advantage of it even as a competitive player going into day 3. So I think the format and the setup of the pod structure is going to work out really well.
Actually, that's a pretty cool perspective. I never thought of it in that perspective, like from the tournament organizer and the Poke parents perspective, the people that don't really care about the event so much. They don't want to stay there until 2 a.m.